Hello, students. Welcome to your English class. Today, children, we are doing chapter 4 from your supplementary reader, A Pact with the Sun. This book instills value system in our students when we read stories and we interpret them. We reflect on these and we think about our values and what we would do in such a situation. And then you decide if the person who behaved in such a situation was correct or not. All right. So let's begin this story, students. This is on page number 11 of our supplementary reader. So students, before we begin, I would like to give you a little background. Ray, he is having a old clock shop and it is still open, and today is Christmas Eve and it is the closing time for most of the shops. Two shoppers have come very late in his shop. Okay. Christmas Eve has arrived. As last minute shoppers were going home, a thick white sheet of snow lay over the Salt City Lake, USA. Yet the lights were still burning in the old clock shop as Ray, its old deaf owner, he worked on the clock he had sold that day. So we can see that the owner of the shop is deaf, he is old, and he's still working on the clock that he had already sold in the day. Having finished his work, Ray stood up and was on his way back to the room when a cold rush of air from the front door hit the back of his neck. So his back is facing the door, and this cold rush of air hits his back. He turned to meet a last minute shopper, but his old wise eyes told him that this was not a shopper. He saw two men, one in his 20s and the other closer to 50. The younger man remained at the door, and the older man approached the counter with no sign of friendliness in his eyes. Ray was able to hide his growing fear as he slowly pushed a notepad and pencil across the counter. He smiled at the unfriendly face, then pointed to his ears and shook his head from side to side. So, what he's doing, he's trying to show a gesture and tell the person that I cannot hear. A quick look of surprise changed the man's face as he studied the notepad, then turned and said something to his friend. So he is very surprised that this owner is deaf. He turns around and he tells something to his friend. Ray used that chance. Which chance? Where that person is turning around and looking at his friend. Ray used that chance to look closely at the man, paying attention to the shape of a gun and a restless hand in the man's right pocket. Anger boiled within him, but it was kept down by an inner voice that said, Be still. He wrote on the notepad, May I help you? For the first time, the older man looked directly at Ray and smiled. A cruel, mocking smile. They both understood why he was there, why his friend remained at the door. They looked like men who were down on their luck and who were now ready to try something they would later be sorry about. Down on their luck means experiencing a period of bad luck. Okay, so these people, they looked like they were having some bad luck and they wanted to do something that they felt that they would be sorry about later on. The clock ticked on. Ray calmly wrote another message. Have you come to pick up a clock or watch? Then he pointed to the lone board filled with hanging clocks and pocket watches. He was not a pawnbroker, but at the same time, he couldn't say no to the needy people who placed their old watches or clocks before him for anything they could get. He loaned more than he should. They would be there when the owners wanted them back at the same price he had paid with no interest. Pawnbroker. Pawnbroker is a shop where you can go and deposit something for money and later on pay money and take it back. So it's like you are leaving an item with the owner in exchange for that money, and you can normally the pawnbrokers always take interest back. So, for example, let's say you have a nice watch and you go to the pawnbroker, give him the watch, and he gives you 2000 rupees. Now, depending on when you return and depending on what the pawnbroker's interest rates are, if you return in one month the money, you have to pay 2100 rupees and you get your watch back. But here Ray never took interest. That means if Ray gave you 2000 rupees and you gave him a watch, you can give him those 2000 rupees anytime and take your watch back. So over here, Ray is pointing the man towards a wall which has loan watches, and these watches are given to him by the needy people who wanted money. So he takes those watches and he hangs it over there. Now, normally, anybody can come and buy those watches, but Ray really doesn't sell those watches because they have been loaned. But he is saying, but let's see what he does. Then the older man seemed to feel a little easier. He took out his hand from his pocket, and quickly looked at the watch on his wrist. How much will you give me for this? The man wrote. So now what does the older man do? He removes a watch from his pocket and he gives it to the owner and he says that how much will I get for this watch? Ray noticed a little shame in the gray eyes looking at him. The watch had nothing special and yet had grey powers. It was something to exchange, a way out of a bad situation. Knowing that great need had brought the man to his shop in the first place, Ray asked, how much do you need for it? The reply came back on the notepad, whatever it's worth for. Ray reached into his cash box, pulled out a $50 note, and passed it to the man's hand. As they shook hands, Ray looked into the man's eyes that seemed to say, thank you. They both knew the watch wasn't worth that much. Before turning to leave, the man wrote, I'll be back to pick it up as soon as I can. Merry Christmas. The little story ended on the half hour with the clocks striking all together. The timepieces, which had been looking on silently all the while, rang out the time with such feeling that even Ray thought he could hear them. Their sweet musical messages was filled with hope. The timeless message of peace on earth, goodwill towards all, was felt by three men who stood in the old clock shop. Okay, so this is the end of this story. So, students, the moral of the story is that we should only harbor goodwill towards everyone. We should help people in need, and peace should prevail everywhere. This short story about the interaction of people, how festive seasons bring well being to them, we have learned so much. In this story, we see the repair shop, which is in the Salt Lake City, USA. Over here, this shop owner also purchases watches from people who need money. The story begins with the festive environment of Christmas. where people are buying goods and accessories for Christmas. And in the late night, Ray, when he decides to close the shop, an old person with the intention to rob the shop has entered. This old man, he's accompanied by a 20-year-old boy who stands at the door. Although Ray is very nervous, he manages himself and he offers assistance by writing on the paper, "May I help you?" The old man gives him a cruel, mocking smile, and Ray understands the behavior to divert his mind. And so Ray asks whether he has come to pick up a clock or a watch. Ray used to offer money to needy people for pawning their watches, and people used to come and take their watch by repaying that money. So the old man became less stressed and he shows his watch. Ray gave $50 note to that man. The old man took the note and wrote he will come back and take the watch. Merry Christmas. Soon after this, all the clocks start ringing, and although Ray cannot hear, he is deaf, he still hears the ringing, and all three of them understand that goodwill and hope will prevail. There can be many morals to these stories, students. A small help can bring out such lot of happiness. Silence holds great capacity to bring out something that the words cannot. So, like all other stories from the supplementary reader, I want you to find one moral or one quote that very nicely sums this story up. Write it down in nice, great, beautiful handwriting and decorate that page. Okay, students? All right. Now we move further and we do question and answers. What made Ray think the visitor was not really a shopper? I want you to only understand these answers and mark them in the textbook itself. Do not write them still. Ray was deaf and dumb, but a good judge of men. His old wise told him that new visitors to his shop at that late hour was not a shopper or a customer, as there was no friendliness in his eyes. Okay, next question. Why do you think he had come to the shop? The visitor had not come to the shop to buy anything. Perhaps his intention was to loot the owner of his cash. He was in dire need of money. How did Ray communicate with him? Ray could neither speak nor hear, so he communicated with his customers by writing his message on a notepad. The visitor also wrote his reply on the notepad. What do you think the man said to his friend who waited at the door? The older man pointed to his ears and shook his head from side to side. Thus, he conveyed to his younger companion that the shop owner could neither hear nor speak. Ray was not a pawnbroker. Why then did he lend money to people in exchange for their old watches and clocks? Ray was not a pawnbroker. A pawnbroker is a person who lends money on security of some item. Ray did not lend money on interest. He was kind and helpful, and he could not say no to needy people. The watch was nothing special and yet had great powers. In what sense did it have great powers? The watch was just ordinary, but it had the power to pull a person out of bad situation. The old man got the money he needed without hurting Ray. The generous shopkeeper also escaped physical injury. In this sense, the watch had great power. Do you think the man would ever come back to pick up the watch? When did the unfriendly face of the visitor turn truly friendly? Okay, just give me a minute. One question answer seems to be missing. So, students, the answer to this question is here. Okay. No, I don't think the man would come back to collect his watch because he had got a higher price than for his watch, and that watch was not worth that money. Okay. When did the unfriendly face of the visitor turn truly friendly? The unfriendly face of the visitor turned truly friendly when he got a $50 note for an ordinary watch. He felt obliged and happy. Extra question. How does the Christmas, how does this lesson bring out the message of Christmas? The message of Christmas is peace on earth and goodwill towards all. Keeping this message in mind, Ray, the shop owner, handled a difficult situation very peacefully and diplomatically. His gentle and white approach towards the two miscreants who entered his shop with evil intentions brought about a calmness in their souls. It spread the message of peace and goodwill, and the entire episode ended on a good note. So, this is your assignment, students. I want you to write these answers in your notebooks. What do you think the man said to his friend who waited at the door? Ray was not a pawnbroker. Why then did he lend money to people in exchange for their old watches and clocks? The watch was nothing special and yet had great powers. In what sense did it have great powers? Okay, only three question and answers and the moral. Okay, with this, we have come to the end of this chapter. Stay home, stay safe, keep smiling, keep learning. Thank you, and have a great day.